William J. Webb and Mary Ann Erickson Webb. William, born on November 18, 1829, lived to be 88 years old, passing in February of 1918. Mary Ann was born February 2nd, 1836, and passed at the age of 80 on March 24th, 1916. She was the youngest of 7 and a mother of 6. According to an 1880 census, she was 44 and her occupation was keeping house. And at the time, her husband was 49 and his son Jackson Webb, 19 at the time, Bloomfield was 17, and were all listed as laborers. Samuel was 14 at the time, unfortunately passed away shortly after the census was taken. His grave is on the front left. We will be recleaning again soon. As you'll see towards the end of the video, we definitely need a couple more rounds of theirs. Sarah and Anna, the youngest 2 daughters, were 8 and 15 at the time of the census. Sarah is on the front right. She passed away 3 years after the census at the age of 10. Mary Ann and William married when they were 27 and 20 years old on December 20th of 1856. Their first child was born 2 years later in April of 1858, Rachel E. Webb Whitmore. She was the only one not accounted for in the census, which makes sense because according to the time frame, she would have been at a house at that time. And then Rachel and Jackson, they both lived to be 94 years of age, while their other sister Anna lived to be about 85. Bloomfield, he was born in 1862 and passed in October 21st of 1894, around 31 or 32 years old in New York. Unfortunately, I could not find much more about Bloomfield's life, but I figure I have a couple more rounds to go of cleaning these front 2 stones, so I can tell you much more stories about the family or other things I figure out while we're going through this process together. Here's a time lapse of it drying because I'm not gonna lie, I was a little freaked out at this point. I definitely could not leave it looking like that, but I knew this was going to be a multiple round thing. For the next minute or so, you can watch the headstones of Samuel and Sarah dry. I couldn't figure out how to add music to the end of a video in TikTok, so you'll have to watch the video in silence from this point on. Sorry.